Hello everyone! In today's video we will take a look at how we need to prepare and take care of our springtails cultures. I'll be comparing two different mediums, one using pine bark, as you can see here, and the other one using charcoal. I'll be showing you the whole process, and at the end I'll share my review on what turned out best. With that being said, let's get started. I've managed to find the starter culture of springtails for sale in one of the local reptile shops. This was around €5, and I preferred this over buying online because it was cheaper and safer in my opinion, but I also know that some people have had success with ordering springtails online. I found that the easiest way to transfer the springtails into a new container is by adding a piece of charcoal into your existing culture and then adding a little bit of fish flakes on top of it. Then you would just need to close the container lid and leave it for a couple of hours. First, you'll need a shallow container that closes tightly, and then the first medium we'll try out is pine bark. This is quite easy to find in just about any plant shop. Now you'll need to fill the container about 2/3 full, and then we'll need to put it in the microwave for a couple of minutes. This is the easiest way to eliminate pests, which pine bark can sometimes contain. Make sure to let the pine bark cool down before you introduce the springtails. For our second container, we'll use lumpwood charcoal. This is the one sold in the barbecue area. Just make sure that the packaging says there were no catalysts added, for example, no lighter fluid. And try to find smaller pieces, because if you buy the bigger pieces, then you're going to have to break it down, and that can make a mess. Again, we'll fill the container 2/3 full. We don't want the container completely full, because the springtails can jump out when you open the lid. Next step is to pour in some dechlorinated water. It's quite easy to dechlorinate water. You could just use some products found in fish shops. For example, the one I've added here is Prime from Seachem. We only need to add about 1 centimeter of water in the container. You'll need to open your cultures regularly to prevent carbon dioxide buildup. In terms of adding water to the pine bark container, it's better to spray the pine bark and keep shaking it to get it humid. For the pine bark, we don't want the water to accumulate at the bottom of the container. We just want the entire bark to be damp. The same as with the charcoal medium, you'll need to open this culture regularly to prevent carbon dioxide buildup. To transfer the springtails, I'll go ahead and do a little tap along the lid of the container to encourage the springtails to jump off. As you can see, the springtails are having a buffet. They absolutely love the fish flakes. Now we can easily pick up the piece of charcoal and simply shake it in the new container. I'm trying not to leave too much food in the new container, because one of these fish flakes is more than enough for 2 to 3 days. Just as before, we'll do a little tap on the container lid and then start transferring the springtails. We will repeat this process of shaking the springtails off the charcoal until very little springtails are left, and then we'll simply add the remaining soil or charcoal of the initial culture in one of our new containers or even directly in a terrarium we might be setting up. Here's what our springtail cultures look like after 40 days. I've made sure to open the container lid every 2 or 3 days just to prevent carbon dioxide buildup and also to add a little fish flake if there was no food left. When it comes to the best medium for springtail cultures, I noticed that the charcoal containers seem to have more activity and more springtails overall. I'm not completely sure if it just looks like there's more springtails because of the contrast with the dark charcoal, or if they're simply deeper in the bark layer, making them harder to spot. But overall, both cultures are doing well in terms of activity and numbers. Personally, I preferred working with the charcoal culture because it requires almost no preparation, and transferring springtails to another container is much easier with the charcoal method.